Hello and welcome to Brett Dupree. My awesome health journey. Yes, that was a mistake. Anyways, today I am talking about something I have decided to stop doing for my mental health, which is pay attention to all of the articles about all the foods that are unhealthy for me. Basically, we live in a world where I could read an article that says this food is the healthiest food for your body. And then the next day, I could read an article on how this food is the worst thing you could ever put in your body and you're going to die and get cancer and heart attacks if you eat this food. The same fucking food. I've heard the same about carbs. I've heard the same about fats. I heard the same about everything. And so I'm done. Other than trans fats, which is just, those fats are bad for you. I'm no longer reading those articles ever again. Unless it's like a peer-reviewed study and brought to me by an actual doctor not trying to sell their supplements. If something comes out and it turns out that they did this comprehensive 40-year study that fries are terrible for you and you shouldn't eat fries anymore, we just discovered that. Well, maybe I'll start putting consideration in it. But if it's like, the shocking truth about potatoes, I'm done with that article. I'm done with even looking at them. I'm done. What you put into your mind is important. And especially when it comes to health, there are so many things that exist, such as, carbs are the demon now. But when I was growing up in the 80s, it was fat. Fat was the worst thing you could put in your body. Everything was non-fat because the worst thing you could be in this world is fat. If you're fat, everything will go to shit. But now we're discovering that, being fat isn't the worst thing that you could be. Yes, being as heavy as I am is not great, but being like 20, 30, 40, or even 50 pounds overweight isn't bad for you. In fact, it's the obesity paradox. There are people who are around that much overweight live longer than people who are normal weight and definitely live longer than underweight. In fact, underweight is much worse for you than being overweight. The worst thing you can do for your body is to be underweight. Being just overweight is healthier than even being normal weight if you go by the BMI scale, which is complete and utter bullshit. But basically, there's just so much just news just inundating you about nutrition and everything. And I think a lot of it for me is just finding out what works for me. And what's working for me now is zero food rules. I'm having none. I'm done. I'm done with having any. I'm just eating what feels good to me. And if I'm going to read something and listen to something, it's going to be something that reinforces my idea of listening to my body and getting better at listening to my body. I mean, this is the first time in my life where I don't have just these cravings all the time. I used to have cravings all the time. My entire day was just built on food and food cravings. And just giving into them and blocking out all the noise and just eating all the Oreos I want. It turns out I don't want that many Oreos if you listen to my Oreo video. Eating as much ice cream as I want and giving myself permission to eat as much ice cream as I want. Just getting a little bowl, as I talked about in that video. I can get a little bowl. If I eat this little bowl, check if I'm satisfied, and if I want more, I can get more. I can eat the entire quart. I can buy a gallon of ice cream and buy it and eat it. I give myself permission to do so. I don't want to, and I don't need an article telling me that ice cream is the worst thing to put in my body and it's going to cause me to get heart attack, diabetes, and have a stroke by the age of, within a year. That's not helpful. That just creates fear. In fact, I'm beginning to wonder if fear is just what is just this thing that keeps us fat. Or not just fat, but like, I don't think I think more of my reading is fat's more like a symptom than an issue. It's like, being as heavy as I am is not because of a moral failing of me as a person. It's just, I have problems with my body, and this is an expression of it. It's like blaming you having a cough and saying like you're morally wrong because you're coughing right now. You got to exercise and diet or you won't stop coughing. You coughing mother bleeper. I don't know why I decided not to cuss there, but you know what I mean. And so I think it's just healthier to not keep on reading about things. And, I'm a podcast listener. And I listen to a lot of podcasts. And I used to listen to all those podcasts telling me all the foods that were bad for me and try to live that way. And I don't do that anymore. And it's just so freeing and awesome. So I highly suggest, this is actually a suggestion, is to really not inundate yourself with negative stuff about food and fatness and health stuff. Just find ways that you want to live your life and things that reinforce you with love and kindness, that make you feel good after you're listening to it, and not feel afraid that you're going to gain 1 pound and die of a stroke. So yeah, I don't like to always do advice, but I think it's important. I think so. Yeah, I'm done with those. If I read one of those articles about almonds are the secret killer, ooh, I'm gonna laugh because it's just too much and it's dumb. Because the next day I'll find almonds are the best thing you can eat, and they will cure your cancer or whatever. Yeah. Anyways, like and subscribe. Love ya. Have a great day. Gotta get down on Friday.